Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So, John Travolta, I've been a big fan of John Travolta for a while. Um, I've enjoyed quite a few of his older films. I do understand that in the last several years, his movies have been not really that good, and his acting has also been put in question for a lot of them. Wrong choices, and I guess a lot of those other issues. Um, Plus, also the Scientology thing, which I won't get into. Um, I have my own thoughts about that, but that's not for this particular channel. So, yeah, I've I've been trying to watch some of his movies, and I will also continue watching them. A few weeks ago, I did the review for The General's Daughter, which I really enjoyed quite a bit. I've watched that 3 times, and now it's the time for A Civil Action, which is a 1998 film. It's a legal drama film based on a true incident in the I think the late 1980s, mid to late 1980s, and it's also based on a book that came out in 1995 by the same name, by Jonathan Harr. And I've only watched this movie. I haven't watched it completely full the first time. I watched it on cable, maybe sometime around 2002, maybe something like that. I do remember watching it, and I did watch the entire movie. I mean, I missed the first 20 minutes. So this is the first time I'm watching it from beginning to end, bar those 20 minutes. So the movie stars, and it's a great cast by the way, John Travolta with Robert Duvall, James Gandolfini, Dan Hedaya, John Lithgow, William H. Macy, Kathleen Quinlan, and Tony Shalhoub. That's a great cast right there. And it is, yeah, like I mentioned, it's based on a true story, came out in 1988. So it's basically about this small town where young kids seem to be dying of cancer in a place called Woburn in Massachusetts, and the entire thing is basically about this issue of trichloroethylene, which is an industry solvent, and the contamination of a local aquifer, and that citizens are upset about the fact that there's a lot of health issues, leukemia and other types of cancer. So there was a case that came up, and John Travolta's character was the one who led the case against the companies that were responsible for dumping that chemical, that solvent into nearby waters, and basically contaminating the waters. So it is toxicants in the city of Woburn, Massachusetts. So that a lot of small kids have died. Boston attorney Jan Schlickman, that's John Travolta's character, and he's got a small firm of personal injury lawyers. They are asked by Ann Anderson, who lost her son, played by Kathleen Quinlan. Anne comes to them and tells them to try to get legal action against those who are responsible, but thinking that it's not going to be profitable for them because they're a small firm, no matter what, even if they are making money. They initially refused. However, Jan decides to drive that way, and he actually realizes that the local tanneries could be responsible for the cases of leukemia coming in. So he goes forward against the two giant corporations that own the tanneries. Basically, it's Beatrice Foods and W.R. Grayson Company. Two companies who got lots of money, and they've got a huge, legal team who will be defending them. And he thinks they can win. Jan thinks, and his team decides that they could win millions of dollars, boost their firm's reputation. Like, it's a small team, but they bring a class action suit against them, against the companies in federal court, and they also want an apology as well as a cleanup of the contaminated areas. However, things don't work out the way that they wanted to. The firm starts losing a lot of money because all of them are focused on this one particular case, and they're losing money. They even start to have debt. Their credit cards are all maxed out. They try to get loans. It is very difficult to see somebody go through that. Yeah, but it is well acted, to be honest. he declines, Jan declines settlement laws because he knows the case is more than money. You know, initially he's this cocky, sorry, I would say cocky actor, cocky lawyer who just wants, you know, cases that with money. After he spends some time with the town folks, sees what they've gone through, he basically wants justice for them. He really wants the company to pay for it. Unfortunately, since it's taking a lot of time, his partner and they go to debt, and finally the jury returns in favor of the company after Jan and his partners, based on Jan, they decline or turn down a settlement offer for $20 million, which the town folk weren't really all for, and then basically one of the head attorneys for the defendants, Jerry Thatcher, who's played by the excellent Robert Duvall. You know, they present, and he genuinely seems concerned for Jack, that he's going to end up broke and living all alone, and that's exactly what happens. The families are very disappointed. The case is finally over. Jan and his partners are completely broke. They have to leave their fancy offices, and they dissolve their partnership because there's nothing really that they. And Jan basically ends up living alone in a small apartment, eating food from delis and small hole-in-the-wall places, and he's running a small-time law practice basically all by himself. Finally, he files for bankruptcy because he doesn't have anything else. And you see the end, the judge in front of bankruptcy, she's asking him what happened to all the money, and they spent a lot of their own money and borrowed money for trying to get evidence, paying scientists and other experts. And she asks him, and that judge, by the way, is played by an uncredited Kathy Bates. So it takes Jan several years to settle his debts, and he starts. He turns to environmental law in New Jersey. That's how the movie ends. So, like I said, fantastic movie. I really like the acting. It's very subdued. It's nothing that's nothing that's Hollywood-like in it, to be honest. So, like I said, John Travolta, Robert Duvall. Robert Duvall plays the older, eccentric defendant lawyer. William H. Macy, Tony Shalhoub, Kathleen Quinlan. All right, here another actor, Zelko Ivanek. He's also part of the team that Jan's firm. You also have like I mentioned, John Lithgow, Dan Hedaya. You have Stephen Fry, who plays George F. Pinder, who is a doctor, a scientist that they hire for a while. So he's got a couple of scenes in the movie. Sidney Pollack is also in it, and that's about it. The movie ends with slightly on a sad note. The movie was actually a flop. It was made at a budget of $75 million, and it only made $56 million at the box office. However, I do like this movie quite a lot. Like I said, it's not a very Hollywood kind of movie. It's got less of the pomp and the bravado and all that, and of course nobody likes to see the heroes, the leads going into bankruptcy. So yeah, what can I say? I actually think it's fantastic acting by several of them. In fact, Robert Duvall was nominated for an Oscar. Yeah, he was nominated for a Best Supporting Actor for his performance, but he didn't win it that year. So anyway, that's basically it for A Civil Action. I think you should watch it. It's a really good film, one of John Travolta's best. I'll give it an 8 out of